Hi everybody, and welcome to day 24 of my 30-day Facebook Live Language Facilitation Challenge. Today you can see I'm out on location again. It's Friday afternoon and I've just finished my shift volunteering at the aquarium, and I've decided to take advantage of being outdoors in nature and talk to you today about our topic, language facilitation when you're out in nature. And so today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to do language facilitation out in nature. And I see already, I'm looking at I've got the sun in my eyes, and I see that I've got Christy, and it's hard for me to see. Thank you for joining me today on my live. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Marcy Melzer, and I am an intuitive speech-language pathologist, and I help parents teach their late-talking children how to use the words they need to share their wisdom with the world. And I do that with my Waves of Communication parent coaching program. And today I'm going to talk to you about language facilitation as part of my 30-day Facebook Live challenge. This challenge is all about getting the message out to parents to let you know and remind you that you are the best language facilitators for your child. You're the one who can get your child using words functionally, naturally, faster than any other professional. So I see Carolyn's here too. Thank you, and Alexandria. Perfect. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me on my live. If you're catching the replay, you can catch them all here on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube channel, and the description will be in the box. So let's get on to our topic about language facilitation out in nature. And so the first thing I want to tell you about is when you're out in nature, the best thing to do is use a lot of descriptive kind of vocabulary when you're talking about the things that you're exploring. So think about how things look. Think about the size, the color, the shape. Also think about the texture. Is it something that feels rough or smooth? I was just looking here at the different trees that are just around me, and some of the trunks of the trees are very textured because they're, palm tree type things that grow, the branches grow over the top of each other. Others have very smooth bark. Others are quite bumpy like the oak trees, and it's really cool to sort of tell the difference between things by using descriptive language. So that's a great way to sort of make natural language expansion. Instead of just saying truck or tree or rock, you can say big rock, heavy rock, black rock. Or if you're at the beach like this, you can catch, you can find shells, and you can talk about the different things about the shells. So all those sense words, the texture, how does this smell? I wouldn't taste everything in nature because that's, something, actually that's the next tip, is all about touch or don't touch. Because out in nature, there certainly are things that we love to explore and get dirty, and we play with dirt and sticks and grass. I mean, I do. At least I love to when I get out and get dirty, digging in the garden, things like that. But there certainly in nature are things that you can touch and explore and things that you can't. And that's a really good way to help kids learn boundaries and learn responsibility. Because the other thing that's important about nature is that, sometimes there's things out there that can hurt us, and we need to understand that there are things that are okay to touch and explore and things that are can't. So that's the second tip. The third tip is about animals in nature. So it's super fun to be able to go out in nature and feed the ducks or feed the fish or whatever, things like that. But it's important that you teach your kids the difference between wild animals and domestic animals. Because even though that squirrel or that duck or that goose or whatever it is that you're feeding or you see at the park when you're out enjoying nature with your child, even though those animals are super cute and fluffy and fuzzy and you might want to hug and cuddle them and take them home, they're wild animals. And first of all, in most places in the United States, it's illegal to mess with and touch wild animals. So illegal is a bad thing. But also, wild animals are wild animals. They can bite you. They have diseases. Don't kiss and hug on wild animals. They're wild. But they're wonderful to talk about and observe. So get out your binoculars even and watch and observe those things. So it's really important that, we understand that wild animals are wild animals and they're cool and fun to watch and look at, but we don't touch them. And it's the same with different kinds of, rocks or plants. Some plants have spiky edges and some plants are smooth, and some things don't even belong to us. Even though you're out in nature and it's nature, it might be somebody's private yard, and that's something that you don't touch or places you don't go. So being outdoors in nature, even though it seems boundaryless, actually even has boundaries. So while you're out in nature, it's good to teach your kids what you can touch and what's not so good to touch. And same about animals. Don't touch animals. But they're cool to look at. Now, some wild animals you can touch, like bugs and lizards and things like that, frogs. Some of those things can be super fun. So you can, we used to do frog jumping contests and catch them, It's all about being respectful for nature and not torturing animals, but catching them to put in your bug jar to explore and evaluate before you let them go later is not such a bad thing. So have fun with them, explore them, but be kind, of course. All right, so the next tip is to make your outdoor nature adventure into a treasure hunt. You can collect things on your trip like different shapes of leaves. If you're at the beach, you can collect shells or rocks. You can collect sticks even if you're in the woods. Any place like that. If you collect a gathering of things, then just the act of searching and finding them. I found another rock. I found a cool leaf. What color is that leaf? So make your outdoor exploring time into a treasure hunt where even if you're finding bugs, you're finding new things, you're exploring them, and the act of seeking and finding itself makes it super fun. And that's what it's all about. If it isn't fun, it isn't fun. And we want to make nature fun as well. All right, so the next tip that I have is my favorite tip about being out in nature with your kid, and that's about acting like a conservationist. And for those of you who've read my profile before, you know that I'm a big advocate for trying to eliminate use of plastics and trash, especially near the water, but everywhere. So if you are out in nature and you do see trash or you see any kind of litter or anything like that that doesn't belong in that natural environment, go ahead and pick that stuff up and show your kids and put it in the trash and show them that trash goes in the trash, because it's really important that your time in your nature, because we only have one planet Earth and we all have to take care of it. So when you're out enjoying it with your kids doing language facilitation, teach your kids how to take care of Earth. So we're going to take care of and respect animals. We're going to take care of and respect the trash, keeping the trash off of the ground and out of the water and away from the animals that we have. So, and then there's one more sort of little bonus that I wrote down here because I really wanted to talk about the trash thing and about language facilitation outdoors, and that is to take video. So while you're out there exploring things, go ahead and take video and see what's going on. I'm doing this so that I can see a little bit. Alexandra says, she's like, yeah, they have one world. That's right. We only have one world and we have to take care of it. And it's important that we teach our kids that they have to take care of it too. Because people before us, generations before us, didn't know how to handle all the trash that we have. And it's our job to teach our kids how to make sure that we take care of our planet. So those were the tips that I have about language facilitation outdoors. Before I jump off this live today, though, I want to tell you something. Tomorrow, which is May 20th, 2018, at 12 o'clock Eastern time, that's where I live, I'm going to be doing my live tomorrow. So I'm letting you know today, but I'm also going to post it on my page as an announcement too. I'm actually going to do a live Q&A tomorrow. So if you have a child who is late talking and you are not sure about what's going on that's causing your child's blockages to using words, tomorrow is the day that you definitely want to catch my live at noon Eastern, because I want you to come in to the live and post your questions there, and I am going to try to solve those questions for you about what is causing your child's communication blockage. I just signed my newest language facilitation family this morning. I'm so happy about it. And their child has some really tricky kind of situations in history, a bunch of different sorts of things that contributed to his late talking. And so tomorrow, on my call today with them. I was kind of field pitching. They were telling me about this situation and that situation, and I was able to come up intuitively with the blockages that, is causing their child to not want to start to use words. And I want to do that for all of you tomorrow. So even if you're not a Waves of Communication family, I want to try to help as many families as I can tomorrow on my live. I'll stay on for up to 2 hours if I have to, but I want to be able to talk to as many people as possible tomorrow. Call in, send your questions, and we'll see if I can't help you understand the blockages to your kids' resistance, what's causing their resistance to using words. So think about that and join me tomorrow for my live. I really look forward to seeing you then and talking to some more families. My reach is broadening. Now, of course, I'm international, but I'm reaching different areas of the United States all over, and it's been so fun for me to talk to people all over the world and help them with their language facilitation. And I hope tomorrow I'm able to reach people. That's why I picked noon for a time, because hopefully I'll be able to catch some of my UK friends and my friends that are in Australia. Hopefully it won't be too late in the day for you guys, and you'll see how, potentially I can help you get started, overcoming those blockages that your kids have to using words and get you started on your language facilitation journey. And I'm doing that for everybody tomorrow. So I'll see you then. And I see Alexandria says that your child would talk if he could. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes kids can and they're not willing to. Every case is different, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and do this live for you tomorrow. So I'll see you then. I'm going to let you go today. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I'm really glad you are here today. And if you're catching the replay now or later on this evening, go ahead and try to tune in tomorrow. Send me your questions, and I'll be able to answer some. Figure out what's going on to cause your child's communication blockages. See if we can't figure that out tomorrow. Okay? Thanks so much for joining me today for day 24. My name is Marcy Melzer, and if you want to work with me in my Waves of Communication program, the best way to reach me is to reach out on my website, wavesofcommunication.com. There's a free class there for parents of late talking children. And if you don't do that, you can reach out to me with a private message here, and I'll tell you how we can get started. Thanks so much for joining me today again for my live, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow for my live Q&A session, 12 o'clock Eastern. See you then.